that controller, with that said, that controller is not designed independently. Typically, it is designed after okay. So we use this one to approximate PD controller, then we start to deal with that controller. That is going to cancel out the stored poles. That would be something you need to know. We are not going to talk about how to design that controller over here, but this one is going to be designed when we are talking about frequency domain controller design. That controller makes much more sense when you are dealing with frequency domain. So we're going to leave that controller design when we are talking about frequency domain. Now we're still in time domain controller design. I think we can finish that maybe next Monday. Okay, so we're going to deal with PID controller. So far we talked about PD controller, and we start from PD controller to lead controller. So after that, we got one design, a pole, and a zero. Now, in many cases, we can not only use those things. In topic 5, we have discussed how to synthesize a PID controller using pole placement method. With rule of thumb method, we can design a PID controller with different approaches. So we can do method 1. We can do, you can design your PD controller first. Then design PI controller. You got PD, you got PI, that is your PI. Right? You just multiply them together, then you get your PID controller, which is feasible, but it doesn't really, it's not easy to deal with. The key is, sometimes we want to have the phenomenal PD, then we design our PD first, but we realize this is not feasible, so we design an integrator. In particular, we include an integrator in our system and deal with another zero in the system. Then we start to tune the system a little bit. Then we got our PID controller. That is one way of doing that. So this design need to have 2 steps to synthesize our PID controller, which is not something we really want to do. So we have method 3. What is a PID controller? PID controller is right? So how many order we have over here? This is second order equation. So since this one is second order equation, what is the easiest way to determine the location of zeros? Do you want to calculate that for once or twice? Once, right? Because we're human beings. The less computation we make, the less error we're going to make. So some people would be smart saying that, okay, I would like to have my controller actually like this. So I just put two zeros at the same location and design that. So do you remember when we are talking about the controller design in the step 1, step 2, we said that with the S-domain design, then we need to have only one unknown in the system, but either it's going to be the pole or zero location along the real axis, or we're going to have the complex conjugated two poles located in imaginary plane. So that is one way. The other way is if we can put everything at the same location, then we'll be fine, because we just do the calculation for once, right? So that is another way. Another method. This one, no, it can be handy, but it's not really easy to design because you're trying to deal with two zeros simultaneously. In many cases, you cannot find the correct position of this one, so it's not really feasible. So we might need to do something like this. We got two different zero locations, and when we are designing two zero locations, one important thing you need to remember, we can only deal with one unknown. So if you have two unknown over here, it means that you need to design one of them, then calculate for the other one. Sometimes we don't want to do that, so we're going to use complex conjugated poles over here. So Z1 and Z2 is going to be negative rho plus minus J omega. And they're going to become complex conjugated, and it will be easier for us to implement everything. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Okay, so let's deal with the first one is not bad, but it's just you need to design everything twice. It just takes time. It's not bad at all. I didn't say the first one is bad. It's just waste your time. So we're going to compare the method we have for method 1 and method 2. So on page 17 is going to be compared. Those things are still we deal with the example in 7.6, the system. So, example. Synthesize a PID controller with a PD controller design example 7.6. So we're going to use the result we already have from 7.6. what is the result? 7.6. We got our controller equals to what? 2 s plus 9. Am I right? So if a PI controller GI is s plus 0.1 divided by s, find the corresponding PID controller and use MATLAB to plot the result and compare that with a PD controller. So I design another PI controller. That is so I got one at 0.1 and the other one is at this one. So they kind of cancel out each other because this one is going to be attracted by this one directly, right? So what does that mean? It means this is really nothing. It's just padding on the system without doing anything. The only reason we put this one is because we add one more 1 0 in the denominator, so system becomes feasible. That's all. Nothing really fancy. So on my PID controller becomes that's my method one. Okay? Now this is really cheating because we don't really design this one. It's just they are close to each other, so they will be attracted to each other eventually. So when we are doing this one, my controller becomes this is my P, this is my I, this is my D. Is that clear? Everybody understand what I'm doing? So why do we want to use PID controller? You guys learn this thing in 电子学 operational amplifier. Did you? Yes.